Everybody talks about don't wait until you're ready, just do it and you're never going to feel ready. And I wanted to share a time where I did that. I got all hyped up and I did it, and then I did nothing for the next 2 years because I was suffering from, I think, what Brené Brown calls a vulnerability hangover. So welcome if you're fairly new to the speaking channel. My name's Joanne, and I'm kind of crazy about the subject of speaking, all kinds of speaking, and just the idea of expressing yourself and building your confidence. And I'm crazy about it because I find it hard, and I really find it helps to talk about it in detail and actually name some of the problems and go into a little bit more detail, like I said. But so this one time I was doing a coaching program where I was the one, being helped, not the one coaching everybody else. And I was part of a group, and they were hyping us up to be bold and to go after a dream and set these goals for yourself. And so I had this plan where if I have a channel, I was going to do some interviews. So I reached out to some people to do some interviews and do some videos. And I had a few people respond, and I was very excited. And as I say, I was really hyped up about it. But I was also nervous about the tech, and also speaking and just speaking to these people that I respected and admired. But I reached out to them, and one of the first people that I did an interview with, I happened to be living in Kazakhstan at the time, so that just put the pressure on in terms of the tech, because sometimes the stuff just doesn't work, or the internet shut down in that country for whatever reason that they have. Anyway, I'm calling him. I'm really nervous about the tech. I'm also super self-conscious about me and how I'm speaking, and this has all been very new. But I'm saying to myself, be bold. And one of the first things he says to me is his camera isn't working and that he can't do the video. And that completely throws me, because the whole point was to do a video, for one, but also I'm dyslexic, and sometimes I don't catch what people say. It really helps me to actually see people's faces and to kind of watch their mouths and things to catch all the different words. So I really needed to be able to see him, but I was so busy, being enthralled and just being grateful for him agreeing to do an interview with me, that I just kind of, I think what they call it, fawning. I just kind of, that's okay, that's all fine. So I continued with the interview, and I was struggling to concentrate and say, it was all going wrong right from the start, but I was trying to be polite about it. And one of the questions, I was talking about talking and speaking skills, and I said to him that, I'd been teaching for a while, and I said about the subject of confidence. And I said, well, I don't feel confident now. There's lots of situations where I don't feel confident. And he said to me that you shouldn't be teaching then. And he said, you've got no right to be teaching if you don't feel confident when you're speaking. And you can't say that you're a confident speaker. And you can't say to other people that you can make them confident. And I was a bit floored by that. And I suppose, in a way, one of the problems was he was saying something that I was worried about too. That who am I to help people with speaking skills if I can't be perfect all the time, or, I don't know, even be confident all the time? So, and I admit to myself that I've got a lot to learn, so who am I to help others? And really the interview went downhill from there. I think one of the problems was I put him on a pedestal in terms of being an expert and being a professional speaker and being somebody who earns a living doing teaching and helping people and, doing presentations. And I was super new in this. And so what happened was I never returned his call. It's embarrassing to say what happened next. The call ended, and I never got back to him to say thank you for the interview. I never got back to him to give him the copy of me being on the video and him being audio. As I say, I think I might have done a quick email to say thank you and I'll be in touch in the future. I never published it. I never did anything with the video. It's probably lost now. But worse than that, I'd reached out to quite a few people and I'd scheduled other interviews. I didn't feel that I could do them. And to say my confidence was on the floor, well, it was non-existent, really. And I was just really embarrassed by my lack of professional ability in the way I'd handled the whole thing, because I let other people down. I just behaved in a really bad way for the other people that had agreed to do interviews, because I felt so destroyed about how this first one had gone. And I didn't feel like I could say anything to this particular person and say, that was really quite rude what you were saying to me, about that I had no right to be doing videos or to be teaching or helping other people if I was going to admit to having mistakes. Sorry, excuse me, my nose is running. Sorry about that. So yeah, I handled it really badly, and worse than that, I beat myself up about handling it really badly. I would say for probably the next 2 years. I wasn't involved in the coaching group anymore. I was pleased that I'd pushed myself to make the video and try the interview, but then I was just so embarrassed about how I'd handled it and how I'd handled his conversation, and I just thought, I've done this really badly. So I did nothing. I didn't get involved more with the coaching group. I had a serious vulnerability hangover, which is what Brené Brown talks about. You know, when you push yourself so far and then you just want to hide in bed. But it wasn't just about doing the interviews. It was particularly this one comment. Oh, I'm so sorry about my nose running. I think there's hay fever here in the UK. It was particularly this one comment from this expert, saying that if you're not confident, then you've got no right to be teaching or helping others. And I just wanted to reach out to anybody out there that feels under pressure to do something and feeling like everybody's telling you, just do it, you'll never feel ready. I don't know what the answer is. And I just wanted to have some compassion for you that I don't know what the answer is. I did a TEDx talk too, and I didn't feel ready for that. And then I spent another 2 years after that feeling really embarrassed about the way it'd gone and that I wasn't ready. And now it's years later, I'm like, I'm not sure I'd ever have felt ready to do my first interview. And it failed. And I'm not sure I'd ever felt ready for a TEDx. I don't know if there's a middle step between doing these things that you build your confidence up to the next thing, or whether it's just a case of sometimes you take a really big leap, really big, and then you kind of retreat for a little bit after that. But in hindsight, you're kind of pleased you've done it. Maybe it just takes a really long time before you stop and you look back and you think, I mean, certainly about the TEDx talk, I'm so pleased I did it. I'm so pleased I pushed myself. I'm not sure I'm going to get the chance to do something like that again. So yeah, that was really good. I'm so sorry, I'm dribbling. I'm not crying, it's hay fever, just in case you're worried about me. So anyway, if you're struggling, if you're finding that there's an expert who's told you, who are you to do this, then to them. I really think you should be ignoring them. But this is me talking from years later. And if you're feeling like it's too big a jump, then, maybe it is. Maybe you're going to have a little bit of a hangover afterwards and just feel like, oh God, I shouldn't have done that. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's just the way it works for people like you and me, that we push ourselves. We gather up all our courage to try something new and put work out there and to be a little bit louder in the world, and then we retreat for a little bit. But as I say, I just wanted to say that I'm thinking of you, there is no right or wrong way, and I really hope that even if you need to retreat for a little bit, that you feel that you can come back and share your work and your voice with the world later. Take care. Bye.